Just off the coast of Sweden, on the island of Gotland in the Baltic Sea, lies the ancient Viking town of Visby, meaning place of sacrifice, where the monuments of ages long gone by stand in eloquent testimony to a glorious past. Owing to its position in the middle of the great trade route between Eastern and Western Europe, Visby was formerly one of the most famous commercial ports in the Western Hemisphere. And during the Middle Ages, when it reached the height of its glory, it was the key city of the powerful Hanseatic League. But geographical discoveries and political transitions changed the course of trade routes and ultimately caused the decline of Visby, so that today it is reduced to an idyllic city of ruins and roses, providing inspiration to artists of every description and attracting visitors from all parts of the world. It is not known when the first city of Visby was built, but archaeologists claim there was a town on the present site more than 2,000 years before Christ. And only recently, men digging near the ruins of St. Catherine's Church found large blocks of stone, under which were the ruins of another town, evidently of the Stone Age. During those centuries when Visby minted its own coin and issued its own maritime laws, a huge wall was built around the city, and even today it is in a remarkable state of preservation, illustrating the great efforts that were made to protect the city from the invasion of powerful enemies in the neighboring states of the Baltic. The walls surrounding the town extend over a much greater area than the town itself, proving that in ancient times, Visby was much larger than it is now, with its present population of about 11,000 inhabitants. But the commercial prestige, which was part of its past, is compensated for today by its importance as one of Sweden's most popular pleasure resorts. Once a center of power and activity, now a haven of peace and rest. Such is the thought we take with us as we sail away from Visby. On the mainland of Sweden stands the historic old castle of Gripshold, which derived its name from its first known tenant, a certain Mr. Grip, Lord High Chancellor of Sweden, who died in 1386. Here, Gustavus Adolphus, one of Sweden's most illustrious rulers, planned and organized the ideas that were destined to bring an almost unparalleled prosperity to his country. Among the many things of interest in and around Gripshold Castle are two huge and richly decorated brass cannon, captured from the Russians in the year of 1581. Russian inscriptions on the guns refer to them as wolves, but the Swedes have christened them as the Hog and the Sow. They are now furnished with mountings faithfully copied from those in vogue during the 16th century. A more interesting feature of Gripsholm are the native people in their colorful costumes, lending atmosphere that is reminiscent of old Sweden itself. They are a kindly and hospitable folk, always pleased to welcome a stranger with a smile and a handshake. And we feel that they are justified in being proud of their colorful costumes, which, like the inscriptions on their rune stones, date back into the distant past. And now let us join in a good old-fashioned folk dance, which is characteristic of the simpler joys of Sweden. It is natural for a people with strong national characteristics to keep alive the manners and customs of its ancestors. And ever since the days of the Vikings, colorful pageantry in which historic events are reenacted has been one of the popular diversions of the Swedish people. Just outside of Stockholm, there is an interesting community known as Skanstull, wherein has been perpetuated the architecture, manners, and customs of rural and ancient Sweden. Here, too, during the summer season, one may witness typical performances of folk music and folk dancing. For thousands of years, the same race has been known to inhabit Sweden, intermingling very little with other races. In fact, we have represented here the descendants of the valiant Vikings, one of the oldest and most powerful branches of the white race. The Swedes are an outdoor-loving people, and they claim credit for being the first to introduce many of the outdoor games and sports, which are in general practice today, such as hammer throwing, wrestling, boxing, football, and baseball, all of which, they tell us, originated in one form or another among their ancestors, the ancient Vikings. Somehow, this style of dancing is one of the pleasures of yesterday that we envy, for it reveals a spirit of genuine good feeling and wholesome fun, which is seldom portrayed in modern dancing. And so it goes with rural Sweden, where the past and present walk hand in hand, and all seems to be well with the world.